Alrighty, welcome back, boys and girls. It's your main math man, Mr. Shank, coming to you live from Mayfield, and we're working on page number 3 in that Unit 4 study guide, and it says, now, which expression is equivalent to 2 times the quantity 3x minus 1.75, and then minus 3 times the quantity 1.5x minus 2.5. And so, again, you can kind of notice the page will look a little bit different, as now we are working with distributive property, and you're not going to get an actual result or just a value. You're just trying to simplify these expressions because they look kind of complicated at first, but you'll be able to get it down to an easier to look at expression. So let's kind of dive into what it looks like. And so I'm going to do that distributive property first. Excuse me. And so again, I write the outside term on the outside of my box, and so I say, all right, let me make another box here, so that way we can kind of block off some of these ideas. All right. I actually do two of those. All right. So again, all we're doing is this. We're saying, all right, 2 times 3x is 6x, and then we do 2 times a negative 1.75 is negative 3.5. And so we write the product inside of that little box right there, so that way you can see what we're working with. And so now, similar idea on the right, we do negative 3 times 1.5x. That's going to be negative 4.5x, and then we do negative 3 times a negative 2.5. Again, same sign means it's going to be positive, and so we have positive 7.5. And so now what do we do with those values that we have in here? Well, again, we just kind of write them below. So you have, I just kind of bring down what my products were, and I write it as one line or one expression. And so I say, all right, 6 minus 3.5, or excuse me, 6x minus 3.5 minus 4.5x plus a 7.5. So you want to make sure you can group those like terms. So let me see if I can do that. Let me do some more boxes here. I'm going to just say my variable terms are going to be in green. So let's box those in green. So my variable terms are in green. And so we say, okay, 6x minus 4.5x. Well, that's going to be at 1.5x. And then we can say, let's do in pink. I can do my constants. And so I'll actually do a circle. Let's see how this works. Not quite. Let's stick with the box. Okay. Different color, that's okay. So I have a negative 3.5 and a positive 7.5. Again, you're always adding them together and being mindful of their signs. And so again, that should just be a positive 4. And so again, you can kind of see that our result is that 1.5x plus 4. All right, so now, again, this is kind of what we started with. We had those building blocks for those expressions. And so again, there's a couple of different ways you can do this. You can make your zero pairs first. So let me actually, I can do that. Or I can write my expression down and then combine like terms. So that's what I did first. I wrote down my expression. So I had 3 positive x's. I have 1, 2, 3. Again, I'm using the key that is given. I have 2 negative x's, 1, 2, 2 positives, 1, 2, and 2 negatives, 1, 2. Again, I can make those zero pairs. So let me use, I'll use a red. I'll kind of cancel off. Again, 1 negative, 1 positive, 1 negative, 1 positive. What's going to be left? Well, it should have a positive 1x, and then what happens with the ones? Positive and a negative, and a positive and a negative. only thing that's left over is just that 1x. So that is our simplified expression. Same idea with number 3, as 2 negative x's, a positive x, 5 1's, and 3 negative 1's. Again, be able to cancel those out. So let's see, I have negative and a positive, negative and a positive, negative and a positive. Again, if you want to use those algebra tiles for yourself so that way you can kind of move them around, please do. So I end up with a negative 1x plus 2. And for number 4, you should be ending with just a negative 2. You can kind of see that as I make those 0 pairs, all that we're left with is those 2 negatives.